Dexter Season 4 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you are caught up to the point where I am and rewatching or watching Dexter, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention as well as put in the description for you. If that happens to be the case and you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. This will be Dexter Season 4, Episode 4. The title of this episode is called Dex Takes a Holiday. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. Rita takes the kids on a 3-day vacation getaway, and later in the episode I learned apparently there was a wedding. Whose wedding was it? Maybe I must have missed something completely. And also she thinks Dexter needs a break after he had smashed that spotlight from the previous episode. And Dexter mentions when Rita leaves, his inner narration, that he's going to be spending his vacation with another woman, Zoe Kruger, who's a police officer who he thinks meets the code. And Dexter visits another blood guy to talk about the case, as he thinks that Zoe had killed her husband and her daughter. There was a shootout at her home about 8 months ago, and her family had died, but Zoe got shot in the arm. But just the evidence didn't really point to Zoe being the victim, really. It was more like she was the perpetrator in this particular incident. Lundy and Deb are hiding in Dexter's lab when he gets to work due to LaGuerta's open door policy essentially being done. LaGuerta eventually comes in and confirms to Frank Lundy that his visitor's badge is expired, so get the fuck out. Can't kick Lundy out. Trinity is looking up stuff on the internet at the library. LaGuerta is not too happy about Christine Hill's news reports. She wants to tell people about her and Batista's relationship, and I kind of wonder what Barbara Gianna would think about that. Still annoys me about that this relationship between LaGuerta and Batista was kind of all of a sudden happened. Like, I guess if we were led up to it, that would be one thing, but it happened out of nowhere. I'm just still annoyed with that. But Dexter is talking to Harry at his place. Harry's saying something about, you're still here, you still have this place. And then Dexter puts on his usual kill shirt. Anton is, of course, jealous about all the time that Deb is spending with Frank Lundy. Trinity calls a guy a cunt, a pussy, a F-A-G-G-O-T, bundle of sticks outside a back entrance of a bar to get somebody to kick the shit out of him. Apparently that's the motivation he has to complete the next step of his kill cycle. And there's an open house at Zoe's place, and Dexter attends. And Zoe actually shows up and sees Dexter looking at the fireplace, and Zoe's pretty cute. Dexter finds parts of a glove in Zoe's garbage disposal because there was no blood on her hands because she was wearing gloves. So the gun residue and blood should be on like the end of the glove. So Zoe and Dexter fixes the garbage disposal because he made it not work. And then Zoe says that Dexter's so handy and she would keep him around. Lundy and Deb are at dinner reviewing case files. Lundy confesses to Deb that he still has major feelings for her. Angel goes and tells Dexter that he's having an intimate relationship with Maria LaGuerta. He's not sure about disclosing it, even though Maria wants him to do so. Angel says he wants to protect it and keep it private. Quinn is mad that Christine Hill has got him into the shitstorm with LaGuerta. Dexter finds blood and gun residue on the glove, proving his theory, and the other blood guy, the spatter analysis at that precinct theory. And then Lundy is talking to his recorder again, and Trinity is also in the area. And Trinity actually bumps into Lundy. Now, I don't know why he did that. And, Trinity just clumsy bumps into Lundy, says sorry about that, and then walks away, leaves his keys at the scene. And when he walks away and goes on the bus, Well, he gives the keys back to Trinity, and then he walks away and goes back in the bus. Lundy says to his tape recorder, "Bus number 432, white male, maybe 6'4", 200 to 200 pounds, 200 to 220 pounds, age 60, hair gray, eyes blue, something in them." So Lundy, just after that altercation, how weird Trinity was, already knows, I just ran into the Trinity killer, most likely. Possibly. Dexter calls to check on Rita. The kids are driving her nuts. I think that's the scene where I heard her say something about a wedding that I was unaware of. So, who got married? Was it something to do with Paul's parents or somebody in Paul's side of the family? Who knows? Zoe pulls Dexter over, and Zoe mentions to Dexter that he didn't mention to her that he was a spatter analyst with Miami Metro, and Zoe knows exactly what Dexter's doing. So Zoe actually threatens Dexter that she will not let that wound be opened again. Holy shit, Zoe ain't fucking around, and she doesn't play around. Wow. Lundy left a voicemail message or a message on the answering machine at Dexter and Rita's about his interesting encounter today, and that he was also looking for Deb and thought she might be there. Maria also tells Dexter about her relationship with Angel. Dexter tells Deb that Lundy tried calling to reach her last night. And then Zoe Kruger follows Dexter again. She follows him into a gas station. And then she says she asked him nicely, but Dexter called to look into some files of the person that she kind of framed for the murder. And Dexter tells her that he has proof that she killed her family. And then Zoe pulls her gun out on Dexter. She tells Dexter, "Go ahead, tell them everything." Meaning, before you get a chance to tell them, I'm going to kill you. So Deb goes to visit Lundy at the hotel, and then Lundy starts talking. Yesterday, or what did he say? Something. He starts talking, and Deb just starts to kiss him. So she's not making out with the love of her life right now. Why was Anton the love of her life? I don't understand. She didn't really give a shit about Anton. He was a CI that she just needed somebody in her life. The fact that they had her written in the show, or they wrote into her character to say that Anton was the love of her life, kind of annoys me. When it's all said and done, I do believe that the love of Deb's life is, and this kind of could be spoilers because this is through the whole show, I think Quinn ultimately was the love of Deb's life. She didn't know it right away, but she goes on to find out that. I mean, the other people that she was involved with were, I don't know, I think Quinn would be the one. But so Lundy and Deb get it on, and then Dexter says that Zoe is good at creating a narrative of a crime. So he's hiding out in the house, waiting, in him and Rita's house, waiting for her to show up. Because he knows that she's going to show up and try to take him out. Because he knows what she did and he has proof. And then she shows up, and then Dexter goes after her. Well, he sits there for a while, lets her snoop around, and then he tries to stealth mode her. And there's an altercation. Earlier in the episode, the kids had built, or Aster and Cody at least, had built Dexter a mug, a cup, like a coffee cup, and that's broken as Zoe throws it. And eventually, after that altercation, he gets Zoe with the M99. So Zoe is out and wakes up on Dexter's table, and Dexter says to her he doesn't want to lose his family during this conversation. He is upset that Zoe didn't want anything to do with her family when Dexter actually likes his family, despite his lack of emotion and stuff that he's had in the past. And eventually he does stab and kill Zoe Kruger. Man, Zoe Kruger was fucking awesome as a villain, though, I think. Rita calls and says, so Dexter's at his place putting the blood slide in the slide case, and says they'll be home soon. So Dexter has to go home and quickly clean up the house because him and Zoe had a brief altercation there. And Rita and the kids walk in as Dexter is sweeping up the pieces of the broken coffee cup or hot chocolate cup, whatever you want to call it. Lundy and Deb first, Dexter's like, yeah, this got broke. I dropped it by accident. I'm sure the kids will be happy to make a new one. But everybody kind of sits down on the couch beat, including Dexter. And then we see Lundy and Deb are walking together. I wonder if Anton at this point is still the love of her life. Okay, I think that's the last time I'm going to bring this up. Maybe one more episode. And Deb says she's a fuckwad. And Lundy's like, no, you're beautiful. Lundy's smooth talking her. And Deb tells Lundy not to go disappearing on her again. And Lundy's like, nope, not a chance. And then all of a sudden, Deb is shot from behind. And Deb falls to the ground. And then we hear another shot, and Lundy goes down. And Lundy is done. His eyes are wide open, and he's not moving. So somebody has shot Deb and probably injured Deb pretty bad. And somebody has killed Special Agent Frank Lundy. And they also rob Lundy, not Deb, just for show. And I can't believe it. And that is how the episode ends. What a crazy episode. How do you end the 4th episode of the season with this? This could have easily been a season finale of Dexter. And they did this in the 4th episode. And what a villain that Zoe Kruger was. In my opinion, so far, the most intriguing villain that Dexter's dealt with. At least people that are in one episode that I can remember. And she was like fucking with Dexter like cat and mouse sort of shit. So this was a crazy episode of Dexter. It's one of my favorite episodes of the series. And because it's one of my favorite episodes of the series, I'm going to score this episode a perfect 10 out of 10. There's nothing wrong with this episode. It was a little slow to begin with, but once Zoe pulled over Dexter, it was all great from there. And it was probably great for everybody else at the beginning to the end. But I absolutely love this episode. As far as the characters of the episode, I'm going to give the character of the episode to Frank Lundy. Rest in peace to another great character on Dexter. Now we've lost Lila, Dokes, and Lundy for sure. We do not see Lundy ever again. Well, I guess we see, spoiler alert, we do see an image of him in Dexter New Blood. And the female character of the episode, I mean, Deb was important in this episode, but Zoe Kruger was it as well. And as far as a villain on the show, a villain for one episode, Zoe is a 10 out of 10. This was an amazing episode. So you've heard me praise this episode a lot. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Dexter or Dexter New Blood or anything else that I do on this channel, such as The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, Ozark, Big Bang Theory, or UFC live fight reactions, I have a lot of shit that I cover. I need to have my own niche because that's why I don't get enough subscribers, because I cover too much shit. But anyway, if you like all that stuff and want to help me out, please smash that like button to help out with the YouTube algorithm. Share this video with whomever you want, or if you want to put it on any of your social media platforms, such as Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube if you make YouTube videos as well, or if you want to put it on MySpace if that's still a thing. Probably not. Sound off in the comment section, and don't forget to do that about what your thoughts are on this episode. What would you score it? Who would be your character of the episode, and or your male and female character of the episode, and your favorite moment? I would have to say the part where Zoe and Dexter are in the gas station bathroom was pretty intense in my opinion. And then of course, last but certainly not least, you're watching the video anyway, so don't forget to hit that sub button, subscribe to the channel, show your damn support, join the team, and be a part of something special, and JDev will return.